If you watch this video until the end, you're going to completely change the way you use AI forever. Because most people think AI is about shortcuts, but the smartest people are using it in a totally different way. And it's giving them a massive advantage without working longer hours. Right now, there are two types of people using AI. The first group uses it for random stuff, writing quick emails, asking funny questions, maybe generating a social media caption once in a while. But the second group is building entire systems around AI that make them faster, smarter, and more productive every single day. And the gap between those two groups is growing insanely fast. A few months ago, I realized something embarrassing. I was busy all day long, but at the end of the day, I barely felt productive. I answered messages, sat through meetings, switched between tabs every 5 minutes, rewrote the same things over and over again, and somehow the important work kept getting delayed. It felt like my brain was constantly overloaded. Then I started using AI differently, and honestly, I wish I had figured this out earlier, because the smartest way to use AI is not to let it replace your work. It's to let it remove friction from your life. That single mindset shift changed everything for me. And once you understand this, productivity stops feeling exhausting. The first mistake most people make with AI is treating it like a search engine. They ask one quick question, get one quick answer, and move on. But AI becomes dramatically more powerful when you treat it like an assistant that understands context. For example, instead of saying, "Write me an email," I started giving AI actual background information. Who the email was for, what the goal was, what tone I wanted, whether I wanted to sound confident, persuasive, casual, or professional. Suddenly, the results became unbelievably good. And here's the crazy part. The more context you give AI, the more useful it becomes. That sounds obvious, but almost nobody actually does it. Most people give lazy prompts and then complain. The results aren't perfect. Meanwhile, people who understand prompting properly are saving hours every single day. I even started feeding AI examples of my own writing style. Emails I'd written before, messages, scripts, notes. Over time, it started sounding more like me. That meant I spent less time editing and more time actually getting things done. But the real breakthrough happened when I stopped using AI only for output and started using it for thinking. This is where things get interesting. Most people use AI to create, smart people use AI to think better. Whenever I'm stuck on an idea now, I don't stare at a blank screen anymore. I open AI and start brainstorming out loud. I ask it to challenge my ideas, improve them, simplify them, make them stronger, explain them differently. And suddenly, problems that used to take hours to figure out start becoming clear in minutes. It feels like having a second brain that never gets tired. One of my favorite tricks is asking AI to argue against my decisions. Seriously, if I'm about to launch something, buy something, or commit to a strategy, I'll ask AI to explain why it could fail. That perspective alone has saved me from multiple bad decisions. Because the smartest productivity tool isn't the one that makes you work faster. It's the one that helps you think more clearly. Now, another thing that completely changed my workflow was using AI to eliminate repetitive tasks. And I'm not talking about complicated automation systems that require coding knowledge. I mean simple, everyday tasks that quietly drain your energy without you realizing it. Things like summarizing meetings, rewriting messages, organizing notes, creating outlines, turning rough ideas into structured plans. Before AI, these little tasks constantly interrupted my focus. They seemed small individually, but together they consumed hours every week. Once AI started handling those tasks, my brain suddenly had more energy for important work. That's something people underestimate about productivity. Mental energy matters more than time. You can technically have 8 free hours and still get nothing meaningful done if your brain feels overloaded. AI helps reduce that overload. And the strange thing is, once your mental clutter decreases, your creativity increases. Ideas come faster. Decisions become easier. You procrastinate less. That's when I realized AI isn't really about speed. It's about removing resistance. And once resistance disappears, productivity becomes much more natural. Now, one of the smartest AI habits I ever built was voice dumping. This changed everything for me. Instead of typing every thought manually, I started talking to AI throughout the day, while walking outside, driving somewhere, cooking dinner. Anytime I had an idea, I'd just open the app and speak naturally. Messy thoughts, random ideas, half-finished plans, and AI would organize everything into something useful. That instantly made brainstorming easier because I stopped worrying about sounding perfect. I could think naturally instead of trying to structure everything in my head first. Most people don't realize how much energy they waste trying to organize their thoughts before they even begin. AI removes that barrier completely. And because speaking is much faster than typing, I started capturing far more ideas than before. Some of my best ideas came from random moments that normally would have disappeared forever. Now they become actual projects. If you're getting value from this so far, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell because we're entering a time where understanding AI is becoming just as important as understanding the internet was 20 years ago. And the people who learn this early are going to have a massive advantage. Now let's talk about one of the biggest productivity killers that nobody notices anymore. Context switching. This is one of the reasons modern work feels exhausting. You start writing something, then check a message, then open another tab, then reply to an email, then jump into a meeting, then try to focus again. Your brain never fully settles into deep work. AI helped me reduce this dramatically. Instead of constantly switching between tools and tasks, I started using AI as a central workspace for thinking, researching, planning, organizing, summarizing. And suddenly, my workflow felt calmer, more focused, more intentional. For example, instead of reading 10 different articles separately, I ask AI to summarize key insights and compare them for me. Instead of manually organizing meeting notes, AI structures them instantly. Instead of rewriting content repeatedly, AI helps refine ideas faster. The result isn't just speed, it's momentum. And momentum is one of the most powerful productivity advantages you can have. Because once you enter a productive flow state, work feels almost effortless. The smartest AI users understand this. They don't use AI randomly. They design systems around it. That's a huge difference. Anyone can occasionally use AI, but building workflows around AI is where the real transformation happens. For me, one of the most powerful systems was creating reusable prompts. This is massively underrated. Instead of writing prompts from scratch every time, I started saving the best ones. Prompts for brainstorming, prompts for productivity planning, prompts for content ideas, prompts for difficult conversations, prompts for summaries. Over time, I built a personal AI toolkit customized specifically for my workflow. Now, instead of wasting mental energy figuring out how to ask AI for help, I already have proven systems ready to go. That consistency saves an unbelievable amount of time. And honestly, most productivity gains don't come from giant breakthroughs. They come from reducing tiny amounts of friction over and over again. That's why AI becomes so powerful when used correctly. It quietly removes hundreds of small obstacles every week. And eventually, those tiny improvements completely change your life. But there's another side to this conversation that almost nobody talks about. AI can also become a distraction if you use it poorly. This is important. Some people spend hours testing random tools, generating endless ideas, or over-optimizing tiny tasks instead of doing meaningful work. Productivity becomes fake productivity. That's dangerous, because using AI feels productive even when you're actually avoiding important work. So here's the smartest rule I've learned. Use AI to accelerate execution, not avoid action. That one principle matters more than any tool. If AI helps you make decisions faster, start faster, and finish faster, it's valuable. But if you're endlessly experimenting without creating anything meaningful, you're just replacing one distraction with another. And honestly, that's happening to a lot of people right now. They're addicted to optimization instead of progress. The smartest AI users stay focused on outcomes, not just tools. Now, let me tell you something that completely changed my perspective on productivity. The goal is not to do more work. The goal is to free up energy for better work. That's a massive difference. Before AI, I spent so much time on low-value tasks that by the time I reached creative work, my brain already felt tired. Now AI handles much of the repetitive mental labor first, which means I have more focus left for strategy, creativity, and problem solving. That changes the quality of your output dramatically. And the weird thing is, once you experience that shift, going back feels impossible. You start realizing how many tasks never needed your full attention in the first place. That realization is honestly addictive. Now there's one final mindset shift that separates average AI users from the smartest ones. Average users ask, "What can AI do for me today?" Smart users ask, "What system can I build once that saves me time forever?" That question changes everything, because sustainable productivity always comes from systems, not motivation, not discipline, not working harder, but systems. That's why the best use of AI isn't replacing your intelligence, it's multiplying it. AI doesn't eliminate the need for thinking. It increases the value of good thinking. The better your ideas, decisions, and systems are, the more powerful AI becomes. And honestly, we're still incredibly early. Most people are barely scratching the surface of what's possible. 5 years from now, people are going to look back at today's workflows the same way we look back at dial-up internet. Slow, clunky, exhausting, and the people who learned how to work with AI early are going to be miles ahead. Not because they worked harder, but because they worked smarter. If you made it this far, I want you to comment below with the #1 thing you currently use AI for. Because I'm genuinely curious how different people are integrating it into their daily lives. I read a lot more comments than you think, and some of the best ideas actually come from viewers. And if you want more videos on productivity, AI tools, smarter workflows, and how to stay ahead while technology changes insanely fast, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Because the people who understand how to combine human creativity with AI efficiency are going to dominate the future. And the smartest part, you don't need to work non-stop to get there anymore.